Let's hop into it, man. What's going on with the Chiefs? That I'm not aware of. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Okay. First thing, camera settings. Bit too zoomed out for my liking. Just not standard enough for my liking. Oh, they're talking about American football. I thought you were talking about the Chiefs Rocket League. Of course, the Super Bowl's on. There must be some team called Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs. Okay. Okay, all good. In that case, doesn't matter if they come back or not. Okay. Let's take a look at this kickoff. So we've just done a standard, or not a standard kickoff. We've done a slow kickoff where we didn't flip on the way to the ball. Definitely a weakness. Like, you just have to learn how to do a flip on the way to the ball for efficiency's sake and also for speed's sake. Not speed for a mouse, just, you know, speed, going quick. Okay. Oh, nice little finish here. I like the bump, actually, as you run ahead of the ball. This is pretty smart because a lot of people in the lower ranks will struggle to score from this position. They'll think, how do I score? Very clever. Just bump the guy out of the way and then you've got an open net. Well, it was, you know, somewhat open, but yeah, I really like that play. That's very clever of you. Good awareness. Yeah, we're leaving ourselves vulnerable, very vulnerable, to kickoff abuse with this kind of kickoff strategy. And I definitely wouldn't recommend this kind of hesitation. This is, okay, this is a position where if you've committed this far, if you find yourself, you know, in this kind of position, like way off your goal line, facing the ball with forward momentum, like you had forward momentum up until this point, you just have to go. You have to go. You're committed. You're already fully committed to the ball. You just have to go for it at that point. Like your other options would be like fake a challenge, then turn to the right, and then get ready to try and dive in and make a save. Or just get in the goal. Like if you want to defend this one, as you're currently doing, like this, in the goal, just get in the goal immediately. Don't drive off the line and then reverse. But yeah, your third option is just to go for it. Just go for it. And honestly, we're not in the worst position to just go for a challenge, because this guy looks like he's making a meal of this. See, if you just driven in here, you would probably just hit the ball for free. You know what I mean? But the other reason I want to bring this up is, if this is something you struggle with, if you find yourself really not knowing when it's safe to challenge, not knowing when you can challenge and when you can't, I would suggest that you challenge more often. Try to do more tackles. And the number one thing you have to remember with your 1v1 tackles is to try and hide yourself behind the ball as you're doing it, as you're coming in. Oh dear, we've just backflipped here. So yeah, we made a couple of really risky plays here. Going for that aerial play, probably not worth it. Backflipping here, definitely not worth it. Nah, I review any game modes, tons of fun. I've reviewed pretty much everything and anything that there is to review in Rocket League. Okay, we're going for the dribble. So far so good. Oh, that's just actually gone in, lol. I was about to rewind and tell you what you maybe could have done better, but we got a really lucky touch there and it's gone in, so excellent. Yeah, the reason this kind of fell apart is because this touch is a bit too direct. It put you in an awkward spot, because now if you flick the ball, it's going to go off target. That's why you had to switch sides and then flick the ball to the right, and you got a bit lucky. That went in. If you want to avoid that from, you know, happening in the future, just keep the ball going off target. Like this touch here, instead of cutting it infield, just bounce it down the line, and then you only need to change the ball direction one time, not two times like this. Do I randomly hit people up to play from the top ones the ones top 100. No, not the top 100. But if I see somebody consistently occupying like a top 10 position for a large part of a season, then I'll sometimes hit them up. Oh, clean. Very nice, very nice. Very, very nice. It's not like top 100 isn't good enough. Like for some players, I'm sure that being top 101s is good enough, but there's a lot of factors. Like, does someone have previous competitive Rocket League experience? You know, do they have a lot of fans who want to see them play on my stream? If somebody's got a lot of a following and they're all asking me, "Hey, Johnny, put this guy. Can you host this guy on your stream?" Then I'm gonna listen to them. I'm not gonna ignore people. Because at the end of the day, I'm just trying to, show people good matches. But good matches tend to be mostly high-rated 1v1 players. That's usually what good matches are. I just realized I've hit the UI. Oh my goodness, you've got this guy all over the place. You totally have him all over the place. I don't actually hit the air dribble here. It's not the worst idea in the world. Like, if you want to get better at air dribbling, then sure. By all means, be my guest. The reason that air dribble is actually, the reason I say it's pretty good here is because you see his position is so bad. Like, he's off the goal line, so if you can lift this high, he's not going to get a good clear in it. If he was in the goal, I wouldn't recommend an air dribble there. You ask because you're 59 in ones. Oh, okay. But yeah, I can't offer everybody who's top 100 in ones show match appearance, or else I'll literally be doing like a whole pile of show matches nobody wants to see. Because like the difference between somebody who can get into the top 100 and somebody who can consistently hold a top 10 spot, which most of the people who have been on my stream for show matches have been able to do at some point. Like, it's a massive difference. It's just a huge difference. So I always tell people, if they want a show match appearance, like, a lot of people will message me and say, "Hey Johnny, I just got to the top 100, can I play a show match?" And I'm always telling them, no, you shouldn't want that, because you're just going to get clapped, and then nobody will want to see you play again. They'll be like, "What, this guy? He got clapped. I don't want to see him play." Because people want to see people, or players who are like, undefeated, or like someone brand new who's beating everybody up. That's kind of debut that people are interested in. So you're actually shooting yourself in the foot if you try and take a debut show match too early. Just keep grinding. Get top 10. Get top 1. There are goals outside of show matches that you can go for. Okay, everything was looking interesting. There's a bit of a fortunate clear Wrath that you had earlier. The only thing I've got to say about it is, I just realized you said in chat you've never done an air dribble. I love that. This is your first air dribble. Brilliant. No better time to do one than the present. But I was going to say, think about, this is something you really need to think about based on a couple of landings you've had. Think about how your car is going to land on a wall when you're making a play next to a wall. Okay, we're playing some keep away and the boost seal. That's a nice turn. Bit unfortunate that we couldn't get the goal here, because this turn was actually very nice. Very nice turn. Very accurate. Just took a bit too long to get the goal on target. Or the ball on target, rather. Okay, I like the ball cam being flicked on and off. Little pass to ourselves off the sidewall. Look at this, guys. Take notes. Take notes. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful touch. No, he doesn't dribble the ball up the sidewall and start air dribbling or do a hard clear, which is going to go straight into the other player's hands. Now you chip it into the sidewall and then boom. What have we got? We've got options. Options include, but are not limited to, hard clear, air dribble, just shot into this open next. Your opponent's a monkey who's out of position. Dribbling of any kind. Like, there's so many options there. Oh, we better be careful. Okay. Oh, that's questionable. Questionable. Yeah, this kind of all went wrong. because in this position we wasted all our boost. This is where we messed up. Like, this was probably not the right option to go for. To be honest, a 50-50 would have been fine here, actually. I take that back. 50-50 would have been fine if you actually got behind the ball instead of underneath it. Because he's coming inside on. So if you can get behind the ball here, you're going to crush him. Like, see here? If you're just behind the ball and he comes in sideways like this, you might just score. It might just bounce in to his goal off the far wall. But because you just got under the ball instead, you didn't time your jump effectively. Like, this is a big part to winning these kind of 50-50s. If you see your opponent coming in like this, you can time when to jump up to crush him. As long as you jump round about in, like, well, it's actually a bit too late now, but as long as you're jumping already in this frame, so that your car is level with the middle of the ball when he arrives, and you can dodge to the left here, you're going to dominate him in this 50-50 if you're just, you know, higher up in the ball there. You might just score, but yeah, then we wasted all the boost going for a demo that we didn't get, so kind of screwed up there. Yeah, here we should just be looking for boost pads, and then just go for the ball. Just go for the ball. We're way too scared of the flick. Just hit the ball. Just hit the ball. In fact, where is he supposed to flick the ball? If you just flip into the ball here, if you just flip forward into the ball, he can't, like, flick it past you anyway. If he flicks it, it's going to go into you. So always try. If you find yourself getting mind gamed a lot like this, the key is get goal side and then flip into the ball. Well, I guess two keys. They're the two things you want to do. Hey, Mr. Cool, let me check for you. So after today, you're going to be 1, 2, 6. And yours actually, you've got a VOD note next to you. And you're actually top of the queue for people who have VOD next to them. So if you're still happy for me to do a VOD version of a review, that is a really well played flick. Well done. Need to watch this again. But yeah, if you're still happy for me to do a VOD version, then I can do that. Probably next stream I do. It's beautiful. But it all starts off with this brilliant first touch. I'm really happy when I see stuff that I talk about in a lot of replays showing up in replay reviews, because I know you guys are, like, thinking about your plays. But that's a brilliant first touch. You totally ruined him with this first touch. There's nothing he can do after you do this. After you touch the ball to the side like this, he is completely screwed. We'll look at it from his perspective so you guys can see. See that? What is he supposed to do now? He's completely out of position. He can't shadow from here. Totally screwed. Completely on the wrong foot. He's not shadowing. He has to just dive in or get in goal and hope for the best. And the shot as well is fantastic, because you have so many options when you cut in like this. But well done. Brilliant flick. That's where you learn to do these touches. I'm glad to see that you're applying. I mean, it's so effective. It's just so effective. I can usually tell just by looking at the first touch. Oh, good try with the bump. Good try with the bump. The kickoffs are still something you should absolutely work on rather. Because, yeah, you're just getting a lot of kickoff losses purely because you're too slow to the ball. I think if you just work on that alone, you're already going to gain a lot of rank points. That and, well, the easiest changes you can make is go for some more standard camera settings, because there's a reason the vast majority of pros' camera settings look very similar. It's because they're just the best for vision and ball control. These settings, they give you a tiny bit more vision and information on your screen, but you sacrifice a lot of ball control because we're just zoomed out so far. We can't be as precise. Like, the ball is just really small on our screen, so we can't hit it as precisely as people who have more zoomed in and lower down camera settings. Yeah, we just kind of beamed this clear a little bit. We're getting desperate, but there's no need to be this desperate. I think we should probably just chill. You don't practice much. Okay. Yeah, that's you know, perfectly understandable. There's lots of people who can't do a good 1v1 kickoff. It's not unusual at all, but I would say that's one of your #1 things to work on. Yeah, the space station settings. Oh my days. Did I end up getting your replay? I think I did. Yeah, nice to be nice. Yeah, I did. Yeah, we're getting very desperate here, even though we're 2 goals down. You don't need to be going this crazy. That's a really good challenge. Okay, I like this one. Let's take a look at what happened here. Why is this a good challenge? Because when you turn to go for the ball, we're immediately behind the ball and goal side. So we're taking away his option of an early flick on target, because if he flicks the ball, that's exactly where we're going to be. And if he doesn't flick the ball, we're just going to plow through it anyway. So win-win for us. Good challenge angle. Tough read. I don't mind you not going for that read. Yeah, we're probably going to get 2 better chances than that before the game's over. That's definitely one of them. And we've taken it. Bang. What a shot. Brilliant. I keep on thinking you're the... I keep on thinking you're the blue team. My bad, because your car looks so blue. In fact, in that case, if you're already winning by this much, yeah, we shouldn't be going for anything risky. You started with those settings when you started. When you started to watch Leth and you liked them? Okay. A brilliant way to say it, says Wiggy. He is blue. Very purple car. Yeah, kickoff needs work. That's 100% one of the things we need to do. We need to think a lot more about our landings. Every time we're landing near a wall, we're making a play on the ball near a wall. Like this. There we go. We did it there. We're thinking about our landing as we go for the play. I want to seem like that in every situation. And we did it here as well. Although this wasn't a position I would suggest you go for the ball. We got very fortunate, in fact. This wasn't worse. Okay, this is fine to slow play. I like that. I like this just fine. He's not been too threatening with his ball control, so just giving him the ball is not devastating. Obviously, in a higher rated lobby, you would never want to do that. You wouldn't want to give your opponent the ball because he can probably dribble, because everybody at high rating can dribble. But this guy doesn't really know how to dribble. And we already know that because we've had 4 minutes of evidence of him failing dribbles. So yeah, giving him the ball is not a disaster. Remember that as well, guys. If you're just playing to win in your low-rated rank games, and by low-rated I mean anything that isn't a high Grand Champ. If you're just playing to win, you just want rank points, then don't be afraid to give a player the ball when they suck at dribbling. Like if you see that your opponent is just awful at dribbling, he keeps messing up every single dribble, then don't be as scared to give him the ball as you would a player who's like good at dribbling. Obviously, if your opponent dribbles you one time, that's a warning. There should be warning bells going off telling you, okay, I shouldn't give that guy the ball for free at all because he's going to dribble me. But yeah, if you're up against somebody who sucks at dribbling, just maybe throw in a couple more hard clears to keep them honest, to, you know, stop them from challenging you as early. Just ping the ball over their bar and see what happens over their goal. Because, you know, best case scenario you're scoring, worst case scenario they're going to bring the ball down and probably mess it up anyway. A lot of players only score from their defense. You know, they don't know how to create goals themselves. They only know how to score goals based on, you know, tackling the opponent or winning a 50-50 or getting a good save and an open net counter attack. Many players will get to quite high rating only scoring goals like that. They'll never actually dribble and successfully set up their own goal. Yeah, there's a lot of really good things you're doing in that game, with the first touches in particular. A lot of smart things going on. So yeah, good replay there, Wrath. I'm impressed.